Do you recommend people join the armed forces without a purpose? Um, it depends on how you define purpose. Purpose need Words need to be defined in order for the sentence to have value. Words need to be defined properly for the sentence to have any meaning. So, the way I define purpose is whatever you're doing now. Another definition would be the design. In most cases, tells you what the purpose of that object is. Good example. This is the cap to my candle. If you look closely at the design of this cap, it fits there. The design tells me where this fits. It also gives me a clue of what it might do if it did fit. It will suffocate the candle. The combustion process cannot take place with that cap there. Your design tells you what your function is. A hammer out of place is violating its design. If you use a hammer to operate in surgery, that's what you call a violation of purpose. Sin is violation of purpose. The human is not meant to do certain things. When a human kills another human, that's violation of purpose. You were not designed, you were not placed on this earth to kill other human beings. You're meant to kill chickens and fry them up and break bread upon their person. So purpose is whatever you're doing currently, because your mind is very malleable, your mind is very capable. Your mind can do just about whatever it desires to do, your mind can do it within certain bounds, because we don't have freedom, we have liberty. We have the ability to choose within certain boundaries, and the second we go outside those boundaries, we realize what's illegal, immoral, unethical. So we have liberty, not freedom, because freedom is without constraint. Without constraint. You can't just say whatever you want to do. Go into an airport and say whatever you want. You will realize the consequences. Go into the Pentagon and say whatever you want. Go on a military base. Go into a classroom. Go into a college. Go on the news. Go in front of anybody's cell phone. Go on Twitter and say whatever you want and find out the consequences. Come on YouTube. Go on Twitch and say whatever you want and find out the consequences. We have liberty, not freedom. That being said, back to your question. Do you recommend people join the armed forces without a purpose? I will say this. I recommend people join the armed forces because, well, first of all, if you join the military will be your purpose while you're in the military. Now, your vision for your life can be different. Your ultimate goal, your long-term goal, your end goal can be different than what you're currently doing, which is what your purpose actually is currently. Whatever you're doing now is what your purpose is. The purpose of me being an airman, finance technician, resource advisor, NCO, staff sergeant, is to do what I'm supposed to be doing. At least while I'm on the clock. That's my job. Whatever you're getting paid to do is your purpose. The purpose of a pilot is what? To fly the plane safely, efficiently, effectively. That's the purpose of a pilot. At no point do you see a pilot trying to play basketball. You're like, bro, what are you doing? You're violating your purpose. Take your hat off, get off the court, take them shoes off, go back to the plane, bro. So your purpose in the armed forces will be to serve in the armed forces. If you don't have a vision, and this is what I kind of think you're asking, I don't want to get caught up in words and semantics and what have you. But if you don't have a vision for your life, you don't have an end goal, that's something you need to discover quickly. You're welcome to change your mind at any point. It's not a life sentence that once you establish something, you have to stick with it. But it's something that everyone should have in place at some point, that you should be going in pursuit of. My end goal is out here. I want to be a doctor or, a scientist or, a musician. Cool. That's your end goal. Your means to getting there can be just about anything. The armed forces can be a means to getting to your end goal. My purpose right now, as it relates to my end goal, is to be in the Air Force. And then my next season will be to go to college once I get out, to do this, whatever. And then my next season, and then my end goal will be achieved at this point, hopefully. Plans change, life happens, what have you. But yeah, joining the military is a great starting point. It gives you a lot of resources to begin your life, especially with those who have a clean slate, especially JD, 20 years old. It's a great place to start in terms of you get all these different benefits, including a free education, that now you can take that back to the civilian world and leverage it against everyone else who may have to pay out of pocket or go into debt to get what you got for free.